Welcome, friends. This is Archangel. One reason so many are deaf to the message of male devaluation, why people think Green Eggs and Man is paranoid ramblings, or my videos are hodgepodge messes of conspiranoia theories from a guy who can't get dates, is because everybody points to the overbearing societal paradigm of patriarchy. Many guys I talk to will concede, yes, I have a couple good points on societal misandry, but they are anomalies observed by someone who has too much time on his hands. I have been silenced with such shaming tactics over and over throughout the years. I mean, really, don't guys still run everything? Aren't females oppressed by dudes as well? Everybody still sings these tunes. Yet, after much doubt and introspection, I realized that patriarchy is part of the matrix. It seems to be solid and real. However, once you tumble down the rabbit hole, not all is as it seems. Prime example, we do not occupy a world built by males for males. Patriarchy is actually a world built by males for female benefit. Our species is gynocentric, not androcentric. Thus, the motivations of all humans is towards the welfare of the female population. So it doesn't matter if there are more males running governments and corporations, because their priority is for female welfare. Patriarchy is a red pill. Male oppression of females for male enrichment is a farce. We do not occupy a world of male pampering and entitlements balanced upon the backs of females who have built and maintained the world. We occupy an existence of female pampering and entitlement balanced upon the lives of males who've built and maintained the entire world. We are a gynocentric species. It doesn't matter who built or runs what. Everything is for female benefit and welfare, not males. Patriarchy is also a false flag, a red herring diversion to justify our disposal of male life. Under this false flag, patriarchy is portrayed as bigoted and oppressive, which predictably incites people's predisposition to root for the underdog while devaluing the supposed self-interested oppressors. Males are big, mean pit bulls, picking on the delicate little female chihuahuas. We use males for their labor, their provision, their brilliance and invention, their protection, their very lives. Then we blame them for our usage of them. We portray them as oppressive and entitled in order to bypass our own conscience over their suffering and further justify the usage of their sex as utilities. Males built the world. They infantilize females, then run civilization and die for females who allowed themselves to be infantilized in order to receive protection and provision from the workhorses who supposedly oppress females. Males do not build and run the world for male benefit. Males built and maintain the world for female benefit. Males don't run a darn thing. They maintain. Females run everything through manipulation of males. I realize that patriarchy, as advertised a world by men for men, is a conjured fairy tale, which hides reality. That being that males are utilities. Males are shovels. Born into slavery, women control males, and they always have. Males have a latent need to seek solace from their isolation and aloneness in this world through females, in a way that females do not have for males. Thus, males bow down to gynocentrism and elevate and worship females as deities, expediting their every whim so that males may get a pat on the head and told that they are good boys and that mommy is proud. This is as strong a drive in males as survival is in females. This is why both sexes are gynocentric. It is programmed into our very being, beneath the conscious understanding of most individuals, who coast along in survival mode in this hazardous, stressful existence. Males do everything in their lives for attention, approval, and validation of females, both individual and of the collective hive. Males exist for and define themselves through females, period. If you were to remove all females from planet Earth, most males would quickly deteriorate into suicidal depression. That's how desperately males need female validation. In the absence of female affection, we would have a population of apoptotic males. Yes, even the tough guys, the bad boys, the playas and pimps who brag about running through females like an alcoholic runs through 40s. Even they, despite anything they might say, they are emotionally dependent on female approval, and even they would be reduced to a useless, blubbering mess in the absence of female worship. Because even the toughest, baddest UFC fighters or weightlifters or 8-foot-tall bodyguards or greedy politicians or chauvinistic cigar-chomping corporate executives all stake their happiness, indeed prop their very identities upon females. How many they can attract, how hot they are, what they can get females to do for them, can they seduce the friend or the sister or even the mother, etc. Yet such male-inflated image could not be unless females acquiesced and played submissive in order to fuel males' "I'm supreme master of the universe" or playboy self-image. Males are so pathetically dependent upon females. Females, on the other hand, do not have such fondnesses of males. They only tolerate males until they do not have to. Meaning, they need males for labor, support, bodyguard duty, money, car repair, a gopher to run to the Quickie Mart to fetch tampons. However, the second a female can subsist without that disgusting gopher, they absolutely will. If they can subsist off the government while simultaneously extracting protection from the pitiful male white knights who still labor under archaic constructs of chivalry, they absolutely will. And thus, females do not want to cohabitate with one of these smelly, burpy, farty primates who always mess up the doilies on the end table if they do not absolutely have to. If you could get all the benefits of male provision without the actual male, hell yeah, females are all about that. This is an interesting confluence of the current feminist response to the traditional paradigm. Our cultures have progressed to the point where females can subsist off males without actually pretending to like us. In the event that some females still seek provision the old-fashioned way, through marriage, once these lecherous remora can get your stuff without having to make you a sandwich or push a vacuum once in a while, they absolutely will dump you like dirty diapers on garbage day. No? Okay, why are upwards of 80% of divorces initiated by women? Oh, I know. It's because he's an evil, abusive, chauvinistic, demonic male. It's always the male's fault. The delicate little buttercup had no choice. She was fighting for her very life against the devil himself. He's neglectful and works too much, or he doesn't listen or care or squeeze the toothpaste tube properly. It has nothing to do with her extraction of utility from him. He's dried up, and now it's time to move on to a bigger, better deal. Nope, nothing to do at all with callous premeditation or hypergamy. Couldn't be. Everybody knows that females are selfless, benevolent angels, incapable of apathy. There must be some altruistic reason she's accepting everything she demanded from behind legal representation. Child support, alimony, half his stuff, retirement entitlements, 401k, and why she continually poisons the kids against that loser bum father of theirs. It has been aptly demonstrated by females time and again that when their survival is not dependent upon men, they will get the heck out of Dodge. We have reached a point where females can subsist off the technology and individual earnings of discarded males, as well as tax dollars of the male collective, yet they label themselves independent. Patriarchy has caused this female entitlement. Patriarchy is a paradigm whereby males build and maintain the world for female benefit. It's not some backslapping good old boy club. It's really a you go girl women's club hidden by fake images of cigar-chomping, backslapping, chauvinistic good old boys. But, okay, if patriarchy is so female oppressive, why do these malevolent oppressors allow females to divorce? In fact, why don't we throw our female population under the bus to save males, rather than the current and historic behavior of males dying to save females? If males are so oppressive, then how is it that females have any entitlements or rights to anything at all? Patriarchy is so female oppressive, well, why do females enjoy the spoils of male labor and death? Why do males not treat females as pets for male benefit, where there is no personhood for females, literally? Instead, we have an environment where males abuse each other while clamoring for female attention, where a female gets jobs, pampering, coddling, entitlements, chivalry because of her vagina. who can make rape accusations and be shielded. She can usurp provision from males, and she doesn't have to go or be killed in war. These don't sound like male-enhancing privileges that a world built by males for males would employ. We can observe in many cultures of strong marital tradition that the minute females discover subsistence elsewhere or are allowed to abandon the misandristic institution of marriage, they do so blatantly and in mass droves. This demonstrates that females have power and are not victims of a stifling patriarchy that eats females for dinner. But rather, females can and do abandon males when they are not under physical or financial duress to tolerate them. And all the love stories or songs or religion or soulmates or old-fashioned values has not stopped them. Why? Females have the power to do this. They are not stifled under some evil bully called patriarchy. We inhabit a gynocentric world, not a construct of male supremacy and dominance. The vaginisty labors ceaselessly to paint modern humanity as victims of a chauvinistic, bloodthirsty, misogynistic, patriarchal oppression. Nope. Sorry, hypergamy is the underlying natural programming in females. They go as a bee from flower to flower, extracting nectar, then moving on. And they can do this because they have the power to do this. They are not confined to slavery by oppressive male overlords, but rather they move amongst their subjects as they please. Females hold the power, males do not. This is the red pill awakening of patriarchy. It is male production for female benefit. Males loving and laboring then dying for females is deeply personal and heartfelt on the part of the males. Females extracting utility from males, it's impersonal. It's like mobsters always parrot before they pull the trigger. It's nothing personal, just business. Females using then discarding males is just business. It's what they do. It's called survival. Nothing personal, just business. Just trying to make ends meet using males for stepping stones, Kleenexes, and shovels. Oh, well, that's totally cool then, since it's impersonal. If this was a personal beef, then I might object to the abuse of anonymous males. Males are business to females, cogs on a wheel, tools to be utilized for feminine gain, then discarded like individual dental floss sticks. Yet males need and truly desire female welfare and labor to impart love and affection to their dying breath. Moreover, males are genuinely concerned with female well-being to the point where they will forego their own welfare, their health, their wealth, their vitality to enrich females. Look at the males that will jump in front of knives and guns for anonymous, unfamiliar females. This quite accurately demonstrates male gynocentrism and male need for female approval, which supersedes any male survival instincts. That's how powerful a hold females have over males. It bypasses males' self-preservation instincts. If males have the power in this world, why can't they compel females to die for anonymous males? Males do not rule for males' sake. They obey orders from females, which bestow enrichment upon the collective feminine. Males obey to the point where they will murder, kill, maim, turn on family, friends, countries, beliefs, favorite foods, all for female placation. The saddest part is that males actually believe females would do the same for them. Worse yet, males know females would not do the same for them, and they still prostrate themselves before apathetic slave masters. Females have power, and they absolutely do use their wiles to manipulate and control males. Whether they are attractive and peddle sexuality, or whether they invoke fragility and tender delicate weakness, or motherhood, either way, all females can prey upon male sympathies and essentially manipulate and control any male to their own ends, without exception. Males will bitterly refuse to succumb to that nagging feeling that females cannot love males the same way as males idolize, worship, and truly love females. Males will fight this truth till their deathbed. They would rather die with their illusions intact that females are benevolent angels, rather than face the coldness of reality, that males are alone, and that nobody cares or is coming to rescue them. It is a bitter awakening, and I understand why males do not want to admit the damnation which is necessarily present within gynocentrism. So males content themselves to the business of flies, who tell themselves that the spider actually cares about fly welfare. The web is a benevolent safety net erected for the comfort and welfare of the fly. One of the biggest revelations amid the thousands I have had along my red pill journey is that, contrary to popular belief purported by chick flicks and romance novels, romance is actually for males. Males have projected romance onto females because they do in fact wish that females were as starry-eyed and twinkle-toed romantic as males truly are deep down inside. Males project their traits of tender, passionate romance onto females, and females play along after seeing how easily manipulated out of protection and provision males are while under this spell of romance. So, wait. You're saying all I gotta do is play the weak damsel in distress and I will have everything done for me in life? Where do I sign up? Yeah, patriarchy, male oppression, a world by males for males. Really? If this world was built by males for males, then why did we allow women to vote? Why do we allow them to divorce and take half our crap and child support and alimony? If this is a world by males for males, why do males die defending females? If this is a world by males for males, why do we have female affirmative action? If this world is male dominated and is the oppressive boys club that it is painted to be, why do we cater to females and allow them any of the aforementioned items which hurt male interests? You want to pretend misandry and male devaluation doesn't exist because there are a bunch of white males running business and government? Okay. Well, why do we allow females to roam about unsupervised rather than being chained to the stove at home? Why do we tolerate females complaining about insufficient chivalry while males go homeless and hungry, especially males who have served their country? I thought this was a world by males for males. I hear time and again about how males dominate everything, with the underlying inference that if males wanted to end male disposability, they could, since they are in charge of everything. So, if this is true, then patriarchy must hate males worse than the most militant feminist hordes, because males are in charge, and thus they could stop misandry, since they are the ruling class. This ruling class allows male utility and disposability to run unchecked, right? Well, yes and no. No, males are not the ruling class, they never have been. And yes, males are the only ones that can stop disposability by walking away from gynocentrism, not embracing a return to traditionalism. Conservatism? Really? Traditionalism caused male devaluation. Oh, but hey, let's go back. Males are more authoritatively visible throughout history because males were the ones who built every darn thing in this world. Males had to be more visible because they were expected by females to tame the random brutality of nature for the benefit of females. Males are, and always have been, expected to toil, labor, defend, protect, and serve as female shields against this hazardous world and its indifferent environment. Males were cast into an authoritative template by females, and now females want to complain that males dominate everything from business to sports to governments. Males are running all the affairs and doing the heavy lifting as usual, making decisions and inevitably being the bad guys for it, while little Muffin sits at home and is supported, protected, and mocks the very males that enable her provision. Females are more than happy to manipulate males from the curtains, then point fingers when they take a fall. Females failed to jump in and do or build or tame anything, so males had to. Yes, currently there may be a bunch of old white males who occupy and hold tight to business or government seats because they are so brainwashed that they want to pass along the business or government seat to another male they can trust, groomed to continue male subjugation for female interest. Males are indoctrinated with being white knights, with images of female delicacy and fragility, and such males seeking to retain the public face of corporation, business, and government is simply males serving the gynocentric machine and putting their coats over life's puddles for Cinderella. A world by males for males. Look closely and you will see males still doing all the heavy lifting for the female populace. Some males may realize deep down what female nature truly is and hold fiercely to a business that they built and pass it on only to male offspring as a defense against female manipulation, so as to retain some piece of his accomplishment, some semblance of pride, some shred of value that society has not usurped from him via the gynocentric hordes and drones. And furthermore, it really doesn't matter the sex of those who are supposedly in control. If they push a gynocentric agenda, which all humans do, then all debate is a moot point. You can point to males heading up business and government all you want, yet those males exist in a pro-female misandristic society, and they have the tendency towards female protection at the risk of their own welfare, written into their instinctual programming. So the gender of world leaders matters not. Both men and women push misandristic female entitlements and anti-male agendas. Really, in the face of our gynocentric species, which is humanity, what does it matter the sex of those in office? Even if it's a bunch of old white dudes, all is done for female welfare and benefit. What does it matter if cows appear to dominate the farm? If they are pushing chicken's agenda, what does it matter who has hoofs and who has beaks? A world by males for males. Please, males don't run squat. They are disposable tools for females and the handful of higher-up alphas that do the vaginistes bidding. Males are sequestered for their creativity and productivity, all the while allowed to think that they are in control because they are more visible in societal positions. Well, yeah, males had to build and maintain everything. The other half failed to rise to this task. The female sex didn't take it upon themselves to go out and build or invent anything. Females were more than content to tend to the little ones at home in the cave while the man was out moving blocks of stone every day in the hot sun. We use men for utility, then shame them as oppressors. The phrase damned if you do, damned if you don't came about as someone observed the male plight and females' demands of them. No matter what males do, they get lambasted coming and going. People hate males. There is no right or wrong. We hate them all in every way. Females do not like males. They merely manage them because they are shovels for female benefit. Yet people will still banter out the party line. Males cannot be used. They are the ones running the show. Males, especially attractive alphas, will refuse to see themselves as disposable Kleenexes in a misandristic ocean, and they will avoid reality because they assert we live in a patriarchal world, listing the usual suspects as proof, such as overwhelming male visibility in everything authoritative from business to government. Really? Yes, sports are male-dominated, meaning there is more male representation than female representation. But you think that proves patriarchy of a world by males for males? It actually rebuts this. Sports is a control mechanism, pacification tool for emasculated males. They get loud and obnoxious or crude and chest-thumpy. Then they paint themselves up in team colors or hold up big foam fingers or signs while watching the game. And they pretend that this proves to the world that they still have that eye of the tiger. They imagine that watching sports or debating statistics and smack-talking opposing teams around other whipped males is somehow demonstrating of his masculinity as intact. Yet when the games are over and the last wing has been eaten and the highlights have been picked over like a holiday bird, after the beer cans are in the trash and the jersey is in the laundry hamper, there is reality waiting right where he left it. He is still disposable. He still has a job he needs to go to in order to support some pampered eater and her kids. He still has a tax machine to fund with his blood, sweat, and tears who champion female privilege and entitlements. You are still expected to defend anonymous females from any and all harm. Sure, males may be more visible in sports because it is a control mechanism to keep males compliant, giving them an escape, a release valve to blow off pressure that builds from constant, never-ending defamation, devaluation, and the shaming we hurl at the male sex. Sports is not a sign of patriarchy or male supremacy or a world by males for males, but the manifestation of their subjugation. Sports helps to keep shovels from going postal. So they will get up and go earn money, then tackle the list of honeydews on the weekends in order to please the boss, who, incidentally, is the better half. Okay, well, hey, we worship male deities. Surely this validates the by males for males world argument, right? No. Again, it is indicative of male usury, male disposability, because we imagine a God who will do for us. Male gods are there to do, to save us, protect us, test us, assemble the world and the universe. They are there to build, protect, provide, and do. Our mortal paradigms are thrust upon our deities. Male gods do and build. Female deities are worshipped because they exist in infinite divinity. They don't have to build everything in 7 days, or throw lightning bolts, or come down to the ant farm to endure torture and crucifixion in order to save the souls of these savage little ants. Rather, female deities are worshipped simply for the fact that they are divine and they are feminine. I was raised in a very dogmatic and constrictive religion. As I look upon it now, I conspicuously see the male disposability paradigm overlaying their dogma. They are more man-hating and male-disposing than the most bat guano crazy feminist. I look at this religion and I see misandry personified. They claim there is a Heavenly Mother, but she is so precious that their go-to deity, Heavenly Father, keeps her protected, so they won't take her name in vain or foist ridicule upon her. Sounds like the traditionalist template of gynocentrism and the dynamics of male-female interactions of humans. It apparently covers the cosmos and our gods. Males have to invent and protect every damn thing out there to the detriment of their own safety or well-being. I can see the dogma of this religion with clarity. It is simply a system of traditionalism where males get their ego stroked by breasted misandrists using them for provision. Apparently, we also infantilize our goddesses, even though they are equal to and just as powerful as male gods, and who, I'm sure, desire worship by humans just as much as her husband, the male god, gets to enjoy. Instead, we infantilize this divine mother as too fragile and precious to be known to humans, so she is spoken of only in passing. Meanwhile, the male, the Heavenly Father, much like human fathers, gets to be the target, the whipping boy for all slander and hatred hurled skyward. Ultimately, this religion, like many others, grew and adapted their dogma based upon interpersonal male-female templates. We thrust our perceptions and societal paradigms upon the heavens. We did not receive paradigms of misandry and male disposability from on high. Yeah, if God was all-powerful and all-knowing, and most importantly, all-loving and compassionate, then the Almighty would not decree institutions whereby half the children born would be abused, used, and discarded, while the other half would be denied advancement and growth because of infantilized coddling and pampering. What parent is going to send their kid off to school where they will be abused and valued less than the other students? And furthermore, what parent is going to send their kid off to school where they will learn nothing because they are pampered the whole time? Somebody else is doing their child's assignments for them. Really? I have a good friend that laughs off my straitjacket conspiracy theories about societal devaluation and disposability of males. He comes from a culture that may appear harshly patriarchal, and he feels traditionalism still reigns supreme, and that males indeed run everything, and is of the opinion that females do serve males. He is still the boss. When he says this, I look at him with the same pity that he looks at me and my tin hat male disposability hypothesis. Yet there is a chink which shades his observation. He is very physically attractive. So he subscribes to the guise of patriarchy, and he is very attractive. I can see why he believes the Matrix is real and dismisses me as a misguided whack job. Attractive males are much likelier to acquire alpha status with the gynocentric regime of matriarchy, which is what we truly have. Even though females want nothing to do with males beyond utility and protection usurpation, females are still human and still swayed by the chemicals of physical attraction. And, if given a choice, many would like to find the best looking tool they can. Most females would rather have a shovel that looks like Brad Pitt rather than Danny DeVito. And even if females do not care about the physical looks of their shovels in a sexual arousal type of way, still, attractive males speak to a female's instincts for reproduction by insinuating good genes. Thus, attractive males do get a leg up over their gargoyle counterparts, and females clamoring for them tricks them into believing that males rule the world. They of course have no point of reference for discussion of male utility and disposability. They have always been privy to an influx of females pursuing them. Yet, when push comes to shove, society will sacrifice Fabio before even the lowliest unattractive female. That's how much males rule the world. You and your good looks, or your government position, or your CEO status of some company, your self-aggrandizing status as playas and pimps, you are valued less than even the most homely female on welfare. Take these alpha males and strip them of accolade or societal position and place them on a sinking ship, and you'll see patriarchal worth in action as you sink into the water while watching the life raft full of females drifting away. Patriarchy, a world by males, for males, male supremacy, male domination. Please. You take a male and a female, strip them of everything, and drop them on a deserted island. And guess what? The male is considered disposable next to the female. The male has lower worth than the female. It doesn't matter what he was back in the real world. Still, as females would flock to my friend, and indeed chase and go out of their way to pursue and even stalk him, I understand why he felt male dominance to be the correct societal hypothesis to which humanity currently adheres. For a time, I even questioned myself whether I was all wrong and he was all right. On the surface of the argument, it sounds convincing. Males appear to be in positions of power and authority, but again, those in such positions push gynocentric agendas. So it doesn't matter who wears skirts or trousers. All roads lead to male disposability. That bears repeating. It doesn't matter the genitalia of those in authoritative positions in society or business. All beings push gynocentric agendas, meaning we elevate female worth and devalue male worth. Plain and simple. Patriarchy. There is no patriarchy. There is no world for males by males. Moreover, ignorance of what exactly constitutes patriarchy or traditionalism demonstrates a failure to grasp the criminality of such paradigms. They thrive on male life, male disposability. But okay, if we exist in a patriarchy which is ripe with male entitlement, because males run everything and oppress the lowly, delicate little flower petals, as most of the world will still insist that we do, then why do males die for females? Upon the blood, sweat, and tears of which sex is the world sustained? Upon the sacrifices and deaths of which sex does this world continue to exist? Which sex gets to enjoy equality and chivalry? Which sex is treated to the enjoyments of divorce entitlements and affirmative action and exclusion from selective service? In order to extract utility from males and maliciously use them, we must indoctrinate the populace with male oppressive, patriarchal propaganda, while females forever play the victims to further entice male utility by invoking their protective instincts towards the weakened or disadvantaged. Males, who simply accept civilization at face value, will observe a bunch of old white dudes heading up government and industry, and thus they will assume, yep, the feminists are right. Males run everything, and thus they must be the oppressive murderers and rapists and plunderers they are painted as. So we better protect and serve the poor women folk. Only when a brave soul pulls back the curtains of patriarchy can they truly see who's really pulling the levers and pushing the buttons. I realize that some males want to believe in the fallacy of a world by males for males, especially the advantaged. Males that have some sort of advantage or privilege, like good looks or wealth or status. Males with such advantages will have females chase and clamor for them. They like the appearance of their life. They will rebuke these crazy gynocentric theories, since they observe all the females vying for their attention and serving them. Then they will look around and see male figures at the apex of corporation and government, and they'll say, "Man, you are crazy. Males are in charge. There is no abuse of males. You might want to see somebody about your conspiranoia issues." Irony is, I have been righteous in my accuracy all along. It simply took me this long to realize it because shaming tactics would shut me up and cause me to question my own accuracy. The truth was always plainly encrypted within my observations. By invoking the chivalry of traditionalism, we infantilize females to that of helpless, defenseless beings, in effect, adult children, which pushes males by necessity into the role of expendable utilities. We have to be the protectors and the providers, because we have taken half the human race out of the picture, and there is no other human sexes to lean on. Males, you want to infantilize and elevate, then worship females? Okay, well, you have to do all the building and protect and die in that society in order to sustain it. Hence, the privileged males that deny misandry, indeed all males that deny gynocentrism, they cannot deny that this world thrives on the sacrifice of male life. To those who want to argue assertions that civilizations currently exist because of our sacrifice of male life, all I need to say is one word to shut down the ignorant, truculent male feminists: war. Yeah, enough said. Humanity's sustenance upon male life is male disposability. Period, point blank, bottom line. Which sex do we sacrifice in war? But aren't we all equal? Then that means females can take a bullet equally, right? You can argue all you want, but males sacrifice males for the good of females. That's where we are in this world of patriarchal oppression, this good old boys club, this world by males for males. Male life is worth less than female life. Alpha male life is just as worthless. Put it to the test. You think that a female would not toss you into the trash the moment your status slips, or your looks fade, or you are dethroned by a new alpha? You are not liked or loved. You are currently king of some hill, and you wield a powerful aphrodisiac. Could be money, power, status, provision, but when push comes to shove, you are male, and you are disposable utility just like the rest of the ugly, disadvantaged, grunting male population. Patriarchy, a world by males for males, male domination, male supremacy. Oh yeah, you bet, males are so entitled and privileged, and we are so oppressive, even though males are the first cargo to get dumped in any and all situations. Yeah, that supports the patriarchy theory, you bet. Feminists openly hate males. Conservatives hide their hatred with subterfuge and distraction. Traditionalism forces males into female servitude by compelling them to place their hopes, their dreams, their welfare, their very well-being and lives on the chopping block in defense of the fragile little eggshells that they worship in centerfolds. Or males are compelled into responsibilities and growing up in order to bleed themselves dry, providing sustenance for these sweet, delicate little lotus petals. Oh yes, females love traditionalism for one reason: males' self-imposed adherence to male disposability. Oh, it's awesome when the shovels thin their own herd. It's one less thing females have to do. And really, at the end of the day, all this paradigm and societal construct talk aside, one simple question determines our priority. Who does the dying? If this is a world by males for males, then females would die to support their superiors, right? If gynocentrism is a vicious lie, then that means females die in equal numbers defending men, right? If I am so tin hat, bat turd, straitjacket crazy with my paranoid sleep with the lights on male victim conspiracy theories, then prove me wrong. Please, by all means, point out the correct statistics of the number of women risking their welfare working hazardous jobs to support males. Indeed, show me the numbers that flesh out females jumping in front of bullets or knives to defend anonymous males. If this is a world by men for men, then surely you have gender statistics from every major war throughout history showing females dying in the millions to protect males. No? Wow, gee, suddenly I'm not so crazy. Yet nobody will throw me a "you were right and I was wrong" party. They will go right to justification mode. Yeah, well, males are supposed to be disposable. Look at nature. This nature-based male disposability BS of males' size and strength, lending them to be cannon fodder, especially in the face of the exaltation of motherhood? I will cover this in another video. Really, at the end of the day, when the cat's in the cradle and the sidewalks have been rolled up, you can break everything down and clarify our species' priorities with one question. Who dies for who? All the traditionalism, conservatism, patriarchy, matriarchy, every paradigm we introduce that is meant to explain the who, what, where, when, and why of gender interaction and worth, this is all bottom lined by our society's priorities, by the very programming of the human animal. Who dies for who? Who dies for the welfare of who? Do females die by the hundreds of thousands, by the millions, for males? Then all the patriarchy claptrap is simply a diversion tactic while we conduct business as usual and feed males to the meat grinder to keep society up and functioning for female welfare. Point blank. Everything else is propaganda to support the sacrificing of one sex over the other. Gentlemen, patriarchy, as advertised as a world by males for males, is a farce. It is a lie. You are devalued and expendable. That is your true state. And you carry this cross alone. Nobody cares. Let us care for each other. Help me to liberate other enslaved and subjugated males. Stand with me. Live free.